One time for a winner. One time for a winner. One time for a winner. Put your hands in the air. One time for a winner. 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 Put your hands in the air. One time for a winner. 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 Put your hands in the air. One time for a winner.
Okay, LT, the big news dropped today, the Tomlinson Student Athlete Development Endowment Fund. Take me back to the beginning and where all of this started.
It really started here at TCU. I remember, Dennis Francione, he was kind of that first coach to start this leadership group amongst the team. And I was lucky enough and honored to get selected on that leadership group. And that was the first time I really started kind of understanding what it took to be a leader, how to lead a team, certain things that you had to do, and he just wanted to empower, the leaders on the team, kind of made it seem like they were the guys that he went to, and then those leaders would then go out and kind of lead the rest of the team. And so it was the first time I ever, kind of felt like, man, this is empowering to be a leader. It's so much expectations, but also it's an honor to be a leader on a team, any team. And so throughout my career, a guy like Marty Schottenheimer kind of continued that leadership development. He created a leadership council when I was in the National Football League, and I was fortunate enough to be captain and a leader all, I would say, 8 of my 9 years with the San Diego Chargers. And we had leadership development people, professionals that came in to kind of teach us how to be leaders and what was expected of leaders on the team. And that's when I kind of said, man, if I had this when I was growing up, in high school, man, it would have been awesome. And I guess over time it kind of evolved and developed into, kind of what we see right now.
Well, it started really with a conversation he and I had shortly after I became the athletics director, which was, we started talking about, what he's doing and what he's involved with, and then he asked me, what are priorities for you? And I said, well, student athlete development and kind of going beyond the handshake once kids leave here, and what are we doing to arm them? What tools are we providing them is a big thing that I really want to focus on. And we looked at each other and he said, this is exactly what we're doing on a smaller level, meaning grade school, middle school, high school. And so you think to yourself, wait a second, if we did this together, think about the impact you could have on the community as a whole, K through higher education. So we immediately kind of had this synergy, and then that's what really prompted us to start thinking about what we could do here at TCU.
And with your foundation, you're doing that, instilling those leadership qualities, but specifically this, bringing it to TCU. What do you hope these student athletes will benefit from your program?
Well, the fact is that most of the student athletes won't go play professional ball, football, basketball, baseball, what have you, any sport. Most student athletes in college don't make it to the professional level. And so they need to learn how to be leaders in the workforce, in whatever field that they choose to go in once they leave the university. And we want to teach them how to do that. See, we always talk about leadership and we just expect these kids to be leaders. We say, hey, be a leader. Well, I remember when someone first told me that, I wondered to myself, what does that look like? How do I be a leader? You don't just know how to be a leader, you have to be taught how to lead. You have to study other people who are leaders in order to understand the ins, the outs, the nuances of really being a leader. And so with this program, we want to develop our student athletes to know what true leadership is, so that when they do leave the university and go out in the workforce, no matter what they're doing, they're going to walk into their workforce prepared to be leaders right away.
Well, I love how far we've come in a short period of time, and Jessica Hazard has done a wonderful job of building this program, but we've got a ways to go, and that's what's so significant about an endowment is it'll grow every year. Just like this program, I want it to grow every year, and so it's the perfect tool, if you will, to set up and provide future funding, and we need more because it's a program we've got more programming ideas. We've got things we want to do. We're going to need more staff. We're going to need a lot of more resources to provide those to our kids. And so it's something, this endowment's going to be budget supporting. So this will go into all the programming, all the things that we want to do. to support student-athlete development, but it'll be something that grows over time. And I see this in 3, 4, 5 years being something that has made a significant impact on our department and our kids.